Good evening. Team Manmohan is in place, at least one part of the team. Along with the Prime Minister, 19 cabinet ministers were sworn in a ceremony at Rashtrapati Bhavan earlier this evening. The cabinet, of course, was sworn in after 24 hours of high drama with the DMK. But right after the swearing-in ceremony, the Prime Minister did try to reach out to the DMK, saying he was hopeful that the dispute would be resolved in a couple of days. He also said that Rahul Gandhi did not seem too keen to join the new government. Over the next 60 minutes, we'll be joined by several of the key new ministers in Team Manmohan. All right, as we've been saying, we'll be joined by several of the key ministers over the next 60 minutes. We've, of course, got with us in the studio Shekhar Gupta and Veer Sanghvi to take us through what the big message is coming out of this new cabinet, or at least the parts of it that we know. And we're also asking you, our viewers, to rate the cabinet. The question we're asking is whether Manmohan Singh's new team gives reason to hope. You can, of course, type India space yes or India space no at 56388, and we'll have your verdict at the end of these 60 minutes. But let's get started with one of the big faces in the new cabinet, one of the senior most ministers in the Congress, Mr. Kamal Nath. Kamal, many congratulations first of all.
Thank you, Barka.
Let me ask you, was it a little bit anticlimactic to be sworn in, but at this point have no idea of what your next portfolio is going to be?
Well, it's been like this. Generally, it's like this. This happened the last time, and this happened the previous time when I was a minister. This is the normal practice which is followed. So there's nothing surprising in this. And in the next 2 days, as the Prime Minister said, the portfolios will be known.
But Mr. Kamal Nath, your name has been doing the rounds for two key sort of portfolios. One, of course, is the one you currently occupy of Commerce and Industries, and the other for Foreign Affairs. Where do you say your heart lies between these two?
Well, my heart lies in anything which is challenging. I'm not focusing on anything at the moment.
That's an interesting observation. Shekhar, if I can get you in now. First on Kamal Nath himself, obviously being very sort of politically correct, saying whatever the Prime Minister gives me is okay by me. But in a sense, you know, seasoned politician, performed very well at the WTO negotiations. Perhaps, even though he won't come out and say it himself, would be looking for a change. Remember, official portfolios have not been announced. Some portfolios settled, others still are being worked out.
Well, you know, in any case, in any cabinet, in the Indian cabinet in particular, there is a hierarchy of portfolios. So it's not a question so much of preferring MEA over commerce or industry. MEA, defense, external affairs, finance, home. These are integral to the top committees of the cabinet. Yeah. Meaning thereby the cabinet committee on security, or CCPA. So I think anybody who's in public life, the hope and aspiration is to get into those.
Where do you see
highest decision?
Where do you see?
Well, I want all my friends to prosper and do very well.
So where do you see him?
Well, I'd love to see him in the topmost committees at the highest level in this government.
So external affairs, in other words.
Well, yes, he's well, let me not say external affairs to the extent of denying it to someone else who also might be worthy. Yeah. But I would say that someone like Kamal, who's been an MP for so long, who's been a cabinet minister for so long, should earn his spurs now.
Veer?
What's the question?
The question is that we don't know where Mr. Kamal Nath. In fact, it's, I would say easily, while journalists have many takes on who's going to get which portfolio, forecasting what Mr. Kamal Nath is going to get is proving to be the toughest one.
It's difficult. The obvious one I think Kamal Nath would want is finance. He's not going to get that. I think that's about the only thing we can be certain about. He might well get external affairs. Mr. Kamal Nath probably knows after Natwar Singh was booted out of the cabinet, PM wanted either Kamal or Kapil Sibal to be foreign minister.